If you'd like to contribute, head over to newswest9.com for a full list of barrel locations. Remember, all donations should be new and unwrapped toys. So let's make this holiday season brighter for those in need. Well, if you're a fan of Friday Night Lights, then we've got some good news for you tonight. Deadline is reporting the TV show could be making a return. The TV show was, of course, based on the book Friday Night Lights that followed the story of the 1988 Permian High School Panthers football team as they made a run towards the state championship. The reboot is believed to be a new story, but still set in the world of high school football with new characters rather than the previous cast. And speaking of Friday Night Lights, coming up next, NewsWest 9's Game Time is back for week 1 of the high school football playoffs, and NewsWest 9 is your one-stop shop for highlights, interviews, and so much more. Jenna Alike joins us now, getting ready to take you through an action-packed show where we'll catch you up on whose season continues into next week and whose season ended tonight, Jenna.
Well, that's right, Tyler. Similar to the Permian Panthers of 1988, there are a ton of teams trying to make a state championship run of their own. It all starts tonight, yesterday too, and into the weekend in the bi-district round of the playoffs. We're going to have everything you need right after the break.
NewsWest 9 Game Time kicks off now with our all-star lineup of Jenna Alike, Corey McIntyre, Tyler Dupnick, and Jason Freund. We're bringing the ultimate high school football experience to West Texas.
Well, it's the most wonderful time of the year for high school football fans across the state of Texas. The playoffs started last night and will continue into the weekend. Perfect for a Week 12 edition of Game Time. A couple of familiar faces will make their return to help us get through all of the action. Corey McIntyre will be at the only home 6A game out at Astound Broadband Stadium. That's Midland High, Pebble Hills. And Jason Freund had a front row seat to a basin battle between Compass Academy and Coahoma. Tyler Dupnick will also be joining us later tonight in the show. The first game on the docket is actually a rematch. Midland High and Pebble Hill squared off in September out in El Paso. The Bulldogs won that one 28-23. Round 2 is for a gold ball. Corey McIntyre joins us and has more from the Tall City. Corey.
You just have to love playoff football, especially right here in West Texas. The rematch between the Dogs and the Spartans was one of the more anticipated matchups this week. Here's how it started. This one is for all the marbles. The Midland High Bulldogs getting ready to face the Pebble Hill Spartans. Fortune and the Dogs looking to come up victorious in this rematch with the Spartans. And this play from Stroman Bridges sure does help. He pushes in to get the Dogs on board first. Score is 7-zip. Few possessions later, Joe Fernandez is about to take off, but he finds Andrew Moore wide open in the back of the end zone. We're all tied up at 7. Stroman says not for long though, and punches another one in from about the 4-yard line. The Army commit absolutely leaving his mark in this one. And after some crucial stops by the Dogs on defense, Stroman decides to share the sugar, and Anthony Cobb will go to the end zone untouched. The Dogs are up on the Spartans to end the half, 28-7. How are you feeling about this team's chances to go all the way this year?
Oh, I think if we just bring our physicality, it's really just about physicality. If we play physical and and execute our game plan, we can play as long as we want to play. I think it just comes down to how we want to, how we prepare during the week, and how we show up to the game ready to go.
The Bulldogs easily win the bi-district championship with a score of 42-14. QB Stroman Bridges had 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground and 1 in the air. And if you like that small sample size interview, you can watch the full thing at NewsWest9.com. Jenna?
Thanks, Corey. The tradition continued. Midland Legacy traveled to El Paso and crushed Franklin 56-14 for its 8th straight by-district championship. The Rebels controlled this game from start to finish, putting up 42 points in just the first half alone. Coach Hartman and the squad will play next week in the area round playoffs. Another regular season matchup in postseason play. Permian knocked off El Paso Eastlake 56-49 in week 2 in September. Round 2 started with Mojo throwing the first punch immediately. Opening kickoff and special teams takes charge. Tyron Williams cuts up the field and cuts up the opposing unit, and even has time for the high five on his way to the end zone. And the offense hasn't even taken the field. Later in the first quarter, Gavin Black makes his presence felt. The back records a 56-yard score to extend the lead out 14-0. Permian pushes the advantage out to 3 scores here. Jacob Garcia spots Cameron Mattingly, corner of the end zone for the touchdown. This game is still in progress, but Mojo leads. More local squads clashing in postseason play. We'll hear from Jason Freund out in Oklahoma next.
We're the Permian Panthers, and you're watching Gametime on NewsWest 9. Go Mojo!
Coahoma hasn't lost a home game here in 2024 and coming into tonight, but the postseason is a clean slate. Compass Academy, a district champ, though, in its own right. Jason Freund is ready to tell us which local squad keeps its run at state alive.
All right, well, Jenna, this game, it was all Coahoma all game long. Compass Academy just couldn't find any answers for the Bulldogs' running game, especially their offense, as it was rolling almost all night long. And Jaden Vineyard, boy howdy, have yourself a game, young man. He was all over the place, as you'll see in this first half highlights. Both teams making their entrances, but for one of these teams, it's going to be the last time they take the field this season. Coahoma, though, not really feeling like ending their season. The big boys up front, leaving a massive hole for Jaden Vineyard, who takes advantage of the daylight, makes a move, and makes his first stop into the end zone. Coahoma up early in this one. Vineyard, though, isn't okay with just one touchdown. He's feeling like another. Got a major block back there, and he has more space to run. Tossed out of bounds, but not before picking up his second touchdown of the game, 14-0 Coahoma. But this is the playoffs. You got to pull out all the stops. Jet sweep, but the give goes to the receiver, who's going to rifle it into the end zone. Landon Wells takes the shoulder check, but he's going to hold on to that ball. Another touchdown for the Dogs. Hat tricks, normally reserved for European football, but it can be used in American football as well, because Vineyard does it again. His third touchdown of the game, 28-0 Bulldogs. Now putting a bow on all of this is Boyd Cox, who will get in on the scoring fun, pass up the middle to Jaden Henderson, and that scoring play is going to make it 35-0 in favor of Coahoma.
It's a feeling I've never had before, and it's something that I couldn't have done without the other 10 people on the field with me and help me every day. The coaches give me the play calls, give me the opportunities. And I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. The 5 offensive linemen, the linebacker, Landon Wells, Jordan Gonzalez out there blocking for me. I mean, and it's just a surreal feeling. You get to feel this with your team, and I know not everyone does. So I'm very thankful for it. I'm very thankful that we get another opportunity to get another one next week.
And while Compass Academy would put up a little bit of a fight at the very end in the second half, they'd fight a little bit, but by the end, it just wasn't enough, as this one ends with a score of 49-21. It will end with the Bulldogs lifting up the 3A Division II by district trophy. Of course, they're not done yet. They got a lot more work to put in, as their coach highlighted in the post-game huddle, talking to his boys, talking to his men on the field, making sure that everyone knew they had a lot more work coming ahead of them in the next week of the playoffs. But for now, they're going to enjoy this playoff win as Coahoma walks away with, again, a 49-21 victory. Back to you, Jenna.
Hey, thanks, Jason. 6-man action out in Garden City between Buena Vista and Borden County. And this one, buckle up, because it was a roller coaster. The Longhorns defense is going to take control in the first quarter. Jackie Jurado uses one hand to haul in this interception and then goes the distance for the pick six and the 8-0 lead. The Buena Vista offense doubled up the score through the air. Caden Valdez connects with Vic Garza to extend the advantage out to 16-0. Coyotes down 3 scores before the attack came alive. Braden Steele throws across his body and finds Datch Flanagan in the end zone to cut the deficit 24-8. Borden County Special Teams checks in next. Ty Stipe forces the fumble, and Isaac Martinez takes it to the house. 24-16 ball game now. Fast forward, and it's a tie game. The Coyotes have 3 seconds to grab the lead before the half, and the Hail Mary Steele launches the missile and hits Stipe for the score. Borden County would go on to come back and win 55-46. All right, there's still plenty of highlights to get to. Stick with us. More coming up after the break.
Break it up. 2 whips in the street, might
and you're watching Gametime on NewsWest 9. Let's go, baby. Hey, let's go. Hey, we here right now. We here. Let's go. Let's go.
6-win teams duking it out between Estacado and Fort Stockton out in Andrews tonight. The Panthers fell behind to start in the first quarter, but team would end up responding. Jerry Diaz cuts through the defense for the score. Fort Stockton up 7-6. The Matadors snatch back the lead here on the ground. James Bozeman finds Pater from 10 yards out for the 12-7 advantage. And then it's Bozeman again, this time 5 yards out to extend the lead 18-7. Seconds left in the half. Fabian Silva fights his way to tighten this game up 18-13, but Fort Stockton could not complete the comeback and falls 45-20. Iran, one of the best teams in the area in 2024, came into the playoffs with an impressive 9-1 record, looking to continue the run against Seagraves here in the first round. The Braves played out at Midland Christian, and Tyler Dupnick is here in studio to break down all the action. Tyler, what's going on?
Yeah, that's right, Jenna. Two teams with winning records is certainly a first-round matchup to watch, so let's get right to it. The Iran Braves with a professional run out facing the 6-4 Seagraves Eagles. All business for the Braves. Both teams coming into tonight's game after blowout wins. To finish the regular season, Braves fans traveled well and would have plenty to cheer about early on. Opening drive of the game for Iran. First play of the game is a handoff here to Tristan Griffin. He finds room to the outside, gliding through the Eagles defense with ease for a gain of 32. Later in the drive, back to Griffin, and he once again has space to run. Picks up a key block from his wideout Christian Byram before finding the end zone. 31-yard touchdown for Griffin makes it 7-0 Braves. The Tristan Griffin show continues as Griffin gets to carry up the middle, bouncing off of bodies for a physical gain of 14 on the ground to near midfield. Later on in that drive, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Griffin once again the ball carrier here, showing great patience behind great blocking, and it's a similar play to his first touchdown with the same result. Griffin has the angle for the 37-yard score. Now 13-0 Iran in the first quarter, and why not more Griffin? Gets the handoff here from deep in his own territory, hurdles a defender, blows past an Eagle, and he is loose. A dazzling 62-yard scamper into Seagraves territory. And let's give the Braves defense some love. Here they stopped the Eagles at the 1-yard line on 4th and goal for the turnover on downs. They were all fired up. That was their second turnover on downs. And before the half is up, Eagles trying to get some points, but this pass is picked off by Brennan Rivera, as you see there, leading to a first half shutout. 13-0 Iran at the break. And final score tonight, Iran knocks out Seagraves with a 33-20 win. Some more offense in the second half, of course. Double-digit wins this year for the Braves for the first time since 2018 as they advance to 10-1 and into the second round of the playoffs, Jenna.
Hey, thanks, Tyler. Well, Top Plays Playoff Edition is right around the corner. Actually, right around the break. We'll see you in 3 minutes.
We're the Midland High Bulldogs, and you're watching Game Time on NewsWest 9. Go Dogs!
The lights are brighter here in the postseason, and big players are making big plays. That's right, it's time for Top Plays. Be sure to vote tomorrow morning on X at Alike Jenna is the handle at 8:30. Let's hop in.
Crank it up.
Mojo Special Teams finding itself back on the list here in the playoffs. Tyron Williams carves up the East Lake unit and adds a high five at the end of the opening kickoff return for the score. The first top play hurdle of 2024 comes from Iran's Tristan Griffin. The back goes vertical and then continues running for the big time gain. Six-man ball checks in. Buena Vista's Jackie Gerardo reels hit the interception with one hand and then cashes in for points. That's right, it is a six-man pick six. The same battle, and it's a Hail Mary this time to close out the first half for Borden County. Braden Steele uncorks a prayer for Ty Stipe. He gets under it for the TD as time expired.
Crank it up.
The regular season comes to a close for the Falcons this week. UTPB will face off against a familiar foe in Sul Ross State, but this is going to be the first time those two teams are squaring off as Lone Star Conference foes. This contest is set for tomorrow afternoon. Head coach Chris McCullough reflects on the last few weeks and how it will help his program moving forward.
When we went to WT on the road in that hostile environment, we won the game the way we did, kind of dominating. It revamped our team. It revamped us through the bye week, and then obviously the performance we put on Saturday against Eastern was awesome to see. So everything is headed in the right direction for this program. To finish 7-4, have the second best season in school history, it really propels everything moving forward.
All right, before we let you go, I wanted to give you an update on that Permian football game. Mojo currently up 41-21, still time on that clock, but looks like the Panthers will be able to salt that one away. So be sure to check out NewsWest 9 on our Game Time tab for more highlights and exclusive interviews. We'll see you soon. Pull up in our white, looking right. 100 bands,